Deep in the cleft there, some snow. Day 71 here in Northern California, downslope here. Time for a weekly health update. Kind of two concerns this week. The first one is I sprained my ankle somehow. I don't remember actually any trauma, but going into Quincy a few days ago, whenever there would be a side slope where the upper side is on my right, falling away to the left, I had a sharp pain in my ankle going into Quincy. In Quincy, I didn't notice it at all, but then there were no side slopes on the sidewalks in Quincy. Didn't even think about it until I got back out on the trail and John dropped me off. And wow, it was sharp pain whenever I had this side slope like I have right now, where the upper side is to my right. It was so bad, I thought to myself, or briefly, you should go back in town. But I decided, well, let's just, kind of see what happens. It was a little better in the afternoon, and then yesterday, I didn't notice it in the afternoon at all. I did in the morning. So it's morning now. It hurts whenever there's a side slope. Sometimes I will try to, I can't really do it right now, but if there's an uphill element, I'll just sort of go on my toes, if you will, like I'm climbing. And but you can't adjust your stride like that for anything more than a few strides here and there, because otherwise you're just going to create more problems than you solve. So monitoring this, I'm going to have about a 3, 4, 5 days zero period here when I go. So that should give my ankle a little rest here in a few days. The other concern I have is I think I'm getting a cold. I could have picked this up in Quincy, but it occurred to me when I talked to there were 4 day hikers I had kind of a lengthy conversation with yesterday, and one of them was coughing. So I think I've picked up a cold, which is rare when you're out hiking because there are so few people. So that's a concern. Other things with respect to health. Weight-wise, when I was in Quincy, I was able to weigh myself. I weigh 171. That's a little better than I had thought. So total weight loss so far, 19 pounds on this trip. Other thing to note sort of for the health-wise is it seems to me I have much less swelling in my lower legs on this hike than I have had in recent years, including 4 years ago when I was on the PCT, where I sort of had this really pronounced edema. And I'm not sure what has helped it, but it's really not an issue much at all. And it may be the compression socks that I'm wearing. Most of the time I even sleep in them. But even when I don't, it's not like my lower legs swell up. I think it may be just better management of electrolytes and making sure that I get like a proper distribution of electrolytes. My sort of go-to is salt stick, which is these gel caps, no flavoring, no coloring, no nothing. Far and away the cheapest alternative. I mean, it's, I don't know, 10 cents per gel cap or something like that. But I do use other things too. LMNT. I still have one of these left. I picked up, and Lobster and Nancy, I think, sent me some. I will use some nuns. They weigh a lot more for the electrolytes that you get, but it has a nice fizzy mouthfeel to it, and I think it has more. It has different negative ions in it. I think it has like phosphates or carbonates in it, which give it the nice mouthfeel. But I'll sort of mix them up. When I take a salt stick, if I am like sweating, I can tell very shortly thereafter how easily I am sweating, to the point that it's sometimes sort of annoying, because I will sweat so much on my back, it will just run down, and it kind of saturates my shorts, just due to how easily I'm sweating once I take one of these salt sticks, caplets. So that's kind of it for the health-wise. Everything else is sort of going fairly well. Sort of no cuts, bruises, nothing really debilitating, other than the ankle. Going to have to monitor that. Well, I mean, monitor it means I'm hiking. Thinking about it, but and then getting off here in a few days to go up to the gathering of the Alda West organization up in Oregon. And snow. Okay, getting into the snow. I'm going to camp right on the road. A little turnaround here. It's kind of flat. You can get most of the rocks off. And this is where the trail will go tomorrow. Down into the valley to Sierra City. This is part of the Sierra Buttes. And there's the peak right up there, which has a lookout tower up there. And this Jeep trail, I think, goes up almost all the way. I don't think I'm going to go up there, though. 1.5 miles yet. It'd be quite the view.